Hello everyone, Butterfly Poet. I am out with Sheba and we are taking a beautiful walk along Lake Michigan. I decided to come out here because it's not often that I have a day off on during the week. So I wanted to just come out and reflect and just be grateful for my journey thus far. I got a call from my RE this morning, and there's a great update. There's good news, along with a slight delay. Pardon my hand. We are going to, Sheba, we are going to delay the transfer. Okay, and this is a bad spot to stand in because there's two people standing behind me listening to my conversation. And joggers coming by. So anyway, I am a little bit disappointed, not thoroughly disappointed. And disappointment is relative in comparison to the disappointment I would feel if we were to transfer before an optimal time. So let me get to the reason for the delay or the postponement. We are in agreement, my RE and I, that we want my uterus and my lining to be optimal. So because I was on stems for so long, it makes sense that my body has been working on overtime, overload, and she wants to give my ovaries some quiet time, and she wants to put me on some more treatments and some more shots so that my lining can refresh and reproduce a great lining to host the embryo. Speaking of embryos, they are thriving well, and she said thriving better than she's seen of her 30-year-old patients. So she thoroughly admitted that I proved her wrong. She said that she was proud of me. She said that the entire staff was cheering in the background and calling each other and reporting the great news. So that's why they were looking at me like they were that Friday. So that's so great when a medical professional, can be that humble and admit that, they doubted or that they were wrong or that they didn't call it correctly. And she's awesome, and I'm grateful and I'm blessed to have landed at her office and her practice and didn't have to search around. Because what I also learned today is that she said not many clinics do transfers on day 3. And I was offered that option, and unbeknownst to me, that's not a common thing. So, again, I'm grateful. I'm thoroughly grateful, and I am so proud of myself. I'm glad to be watching myself do this. Sometimes when you stop and you look, you see your dream coming to fruition. After putting so much energy and work and prayer and thought and research into it, you look up and you're there. So there's no need to rush a transfer, and I only have to wait a couple weeks. So one embryo will be frozen today because it is absolutely ready, and that would have been the one that was transferred today. The other one is going to be frozen on day 5, which is this coming Wednesday. In 2 days it's going to be frozen because it still has a little bit more work to do. So there is a 98% survival rate for thawing the embryo, which is a lot better than thawing an actual egg. So this is why I wanted to fertilize both. I had to make a split decision, as you saw in the video uploaded before this one. And I had to stop and record it, and that's what I wanted to make sure I did, because to try and understand everything that they're asking you and telling you in that moment. If you have not done your research beforehand, if you don't have a little bit of a vernacular, if you don't have a frame of reference for what is going on, you will be completely lost, and you can't make a decision in a split second and know for sure what you're doing is what you want to do, because you can say yes and you mean no. I stopped and I slowed her down and I said, okay, wait a minute, I want to make sure I understand. If I found myself, and when I played it back, I repeated the same question and she was still very patient. So it's so important to make sure that people that you work with for something that's so important to respect your level of understanding or your lack of understanding. I am a bit too close. I'm walking and this is beautiful, but that makes me hella nervous because I respect water. I respect water that's not in a glass. That's a lot of water to drink, y'all. No, ma'am. No, sir. I wanted to walk out on this thing here, but I don't know if I want to do that, especially while holding the camera. I'm trying to flip it so y'all can see it. That actually goes all the way out for about 100 feet outside of the beach. But anyway, work my way back up here. Come on, Sheba. I trust my instincts. I trust my intelligence as far as what the intel that I've gathered. I trust my spirit. I trust the universe. And I trust God, and not necessarily in that order, to bring me to the point of making a quantified, educated, confident decision. It's a lot, and there are so many layers to this, so many layers. And I'm grateful to my clients. I'm grateful to my online community. I'm grateful to my aunties online, Chipmunks online aunties. This is still all good news. And it could not, that was not a guarantee. It did not have to go in this direction. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful, and I'm glad that I can share this journey, because I'm getting a lot of messages, DMs. Someone asked me to email them. I emailed them and I haven't heard back from you. So if you have questions, please feel free. Check your spam. Because sharing this, I'm seeing now that so many people that I even know are coming out the woodwork like, yeah, so I have this issue, I have that medical challenge, and asking me questions. And I welcome the questions. I welcome the inquiries, because we don't share enough information. We don't. And not very many of us are willing to put our lives on display. And in turn, it has only been a blessing for me. Friends have stepped up and said, hey, I'm not there, but I'm going to support you. Other friends have shown me that they cannot be relied on, that they will bail at any moment for what's sufficient for them and what's self-serving to them, all while knowing no one owes me anything. I do have expectations of long-term and wide friendships. I am and have been vested in people. So I don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. I don't fall for the phrase, well, they were never really your friend. Nah, that's some bull. Because see, that's implying that I'm naive and I'm the one that's been fooled and bamboozled. No ma'am, no sir. We are grown, and we should be held accountable to our word. We should be held accountable for our mishaps and our misactions, for dropped balls and whatnot. Now, how I govern myself after that, yes, that is on me. So don't label me, because I've chosen to distance myself or cut myself off from, because all good vibes this way. Call me selfish, but I call me worthy, because I know that those whom I have asked of, I know that I wasn't asking for anything more than what I have deserved or earned. And even if I had not, once your answer was yes, you should be held accountable for what you say. You know, if your answer is no, then it should have been no all the way around. So I'm not gonna harbor anything, but I am gonna take note and make note of these things, because I'm the best Kim that I can be for all the individuals that I know. If you know me for baking cookies, I'm gonna be good for it. If you know me for hosting you and having a great time when you come over to my house, then that's what I'm known for. That's what I'm gonna do. And I have receipts. I've been told that I'm a bomb friend. I am a very good friend. And it's not to say that I'm perfect, but it is to say, if you said that you was gonna take me to my surgery, that's what you should have did. If you came and you volunteered to take me to such a life-changing appointment, you should have covered your ground and made sure that you didn't have to take your dog to the vet and or groomer. That's some bull. If you knew that you wanted to leave town and you had promised me that you would transport me, you should have said, you know what? I found a great deal and I've already bought a ticket. Let's look around and see if we can find you another ride, even if I have to pay them. Whatever. So there's just certain things that, you know, there's just certain things that just push the line, you know, and I think it's unfair to act like, or to be expected to act like that it's no big deal, you know. Having recovered and got myself a plan B or a plan C, that don't excuse plan A. No, not in my book. But before I digress, my point is I have learned a lot about myself. I have grown in these last 25 days. And I have learned how to handle loops, turns. I have learned how to handle last minute changes on this roller coaster. So you've got to have some bounce back if you're going to do this. You've got to be limber. Look at these handsome lifesavers. Thank you for your service.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. So you've got to ride the wave, because if you're going to do this, know this. It can be done. You can get it done. Just have as much setup as you possibly can and be ready to balance on one ankle when the other ankle gets kicked. That's the bottom line. This is Butterfly Poet, leaving the beach, headed home. Peace, y'all.